welcome back to Timberborn, and we are at the start of our fairly long bad tide. We should be okay for most things. We're just trying to get our little emergency farm built, and also our bad water diversion built, which it looks like we can't quite get the path to yet. And we, if I go back into the build menu, we should be okay to build it once we're in. So we'll carry on working on that once we've got this built. So yeah, we're going to lose some stuff along the way, but it is what it is, folks. It is what it is until we get this done. And yes, as someone said, always be testing, folks. Well, I said that in response, but we should always be testing our stuff that we need. We made the mistake and we live with it, and we adapt and overcome. And in the long term, I'm sure it'll be fine. So let's run the game at triple speed. We will crack on. This is less fun. Yep, this is less fun. I guess this guy is spewing out bad water now. So this will start to throw bad water out. So we should be okay. We should be okay. Yes, we could, in theory, block this up. We now need to get all the way over here, though, as well, to block this up. And that'll start sending bad water this way. But now, we also need to block this. So, kind of one of those things, isn't it? So we'll let them fill this, and then we will pause all of that. One more. Did we mark that? Yeah, we did mark that tree. One more tree to go. I mean, I guess we could encourage them to, 2 more trees to go. We could encourage them to cut that down by unmarking those initially. Let's prioritize that so that they actually get to it. How many days of water have we got? 15. That's pretty nice. So we should be good. I think we should be okay in terms of evaporation of things. We've got lots of spare beavers. What do we want them doing? What do we want the beavers doing? It probably makes sense if we came down here, apart from the fact that it's using up logs that we probably could do with keeping. Let's throw in a couple more science huts on super low priority. Let's throw in another plank store. Put it up here so it's somewhere that we're not too worried about. Hopefully these guys will now get these cut down so that we can connect the bad water divert in. There we go. Oh, there's still some logs there to pick up. Okay, come on. Have they done that? No, didn't think so. Come on. There we go. Right, now we can mark more trees to be cut up here. I'm doing a really bad job of marking all of those, but then they should now be able to get over here to start to build this stuff, yeah. So that's good. Right, you can be paused so we're not unnecessarily using water. Food-wise, we've got a decent amount of carrots. We've got potatoes now, so we should put in the grill, shouldn't we? think I built that yet. Doesn't look like it. Put it there? Yes, put it there. And we will prioritize building that because that unlocks a bunch of food for us. You should be on planting. Yeah. To actually get stuff planted. That would be a good idea. Then you'll go harvest stuff. And then let's just check. Yeah, they can get to that. Did I deprioritize all of that? No. So they are going to start working on building that, which is cool. Yeah. Potatoes. And this can store quite a lot of grilled potatoes, so I think we're good on that respect. We have storage for cooked potatoes, so we're good there. And we seem to be okay otherwise, so I think it's just a case of riding out the bad tide while we try and build the divert. How far can those guys reach? We might want to move them so they can get to the birch trees over here as well. We'll pause you and then we'll delete you once you're empty. I know we've got a lot of spare beavers at the moment, so but that's okay. Okay, they're coming all the way over here. Do we want them doing that? Not really, but they've almost done. And we did want to rush metal, so, you know. The other thing that I wanted to do, actually, so I'd worked out that we need about 2,000 water storage to support was it a population of 30 beavers for 30 days? I think that was right. Let me just check. 30 times 30 times 2.5, yeah. So the other thing that I want to do is increase our water storage. So let's put in, and we'll put them down here. Seeing as these are empty, what we'll do is we'll come off of here and build some more tanks. Put you up, then duplicate you. And that's going to add 900. So that should do. That's nearly in, which is great. Delete. Pause both of you. So I've progressed time like a day. Just had to stop recording for a second. I reprioritized things so the two inventors have been built. Moved the lumberjack flags, reprioritized this, so this is being built as a priority. And that's about it, really. We do now have access almost to the metal. This just needs them to come over and build it, essentially. And I guess we could then look at putting in a scrap metal flag, which we could unlock. So why not, hey? Why not? I did say I wanted to do a lot of things, actually, because I wanted to try and simplify and expand and stabilize our water supply and our food supply. But equally, I wanted to try and rush metal, so, you know. And you can't do everything at once. You can't do everything. Something we do need to do if we want to protect the trees here, and we're going to do a bad water diversion here, is have something across here. Now my gut, I would kind of What we could do is levee and then dams, so this becomes too deep. But that will get the bad water close, so I think we do a two-pronged approach. And we do some dams there, but we also do the levees and dams here. We will need a path to get to there to construct those. And I think to preserve the trees, we come up here. But I think we probably want to do that one as a medium priority, because once we've got that built, we need that built as well, essentially. So, yeah. But this little farm is doing us great. It's keeping the beavers very well fed, which is awesome. This has stayed hydrated, which is also awesome. And this has stayed full since we filled it up. So, you know, we're in a pretty good place there. If we wanted a wood supply, I mean, we shouldn't need it because we're going to get this fixed. So if we wanted a bad tide proof wood supply, we could levy off across here to protect this area, but we don't know. Currently our wood supply it's holding, but it's not awesome, so let's not try and do everything at once. Plank supply is holding up because we've got double plank production, which is great. We probably, as we come to the end of the bad tide, want to think about getting these built. So we need to unpause our gear production. We're going to need our water pumping to be going. We might need more water pumping. Probably I put that here. Yeah. So let's have a bit of a think. Well, we need it to be clear first. So what we need to do is open these for when they get built. That can stay open for a bit. We need to unpause you. Now we are 9 jobs short, right? Or you can be paused, you can be paused, you can be paused, you can be paused, you. I know technically I don't need to pause those, but it helps me understand our labour shortages. I'm going to pause that so it doesn't kick in once it's built. I'll go down to a farmer in there. 3 short, okay. 1 build, 1 less builder. And maybe we pause both of you. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. And I guess we need more beaver. So that's a thing. So let's think about getting more beaver. We probably need a better place to build more housing than just keep adding to this. So, but I'm not really sure where I want to build more housing at the moment. So, indecision, decision paralysis. If we built the housing into here, what I'm thinking is that we could then do some stuff with rooftop terraces pretty easily. So let's do that. And let's prioritize those. We'll do a proper housing complex at some point. Let's super high prioritize those and a couple of those. And I really, really hope that we don't get another bad tide. Right. They can be paused. We can get the extra build back. We can get a little bit of science going. And we can get a little bit more lumber cutting going on. Actually, let's put you in this one because we can have you recycling those. Yeah. That means I meant to pause both of those. Actually, no, we've got a spare one now. Okay. Let's do that and that. And then as we get more spares, they'll go into the science. Yeah. Water capacity is up to 1,300. Apparently it's going to take 10 days to fill though, which kind of sucks. Yeah. Oh, we want to open this up. And this can go to like 0.85. Drought approaching, that's good. So with a drought approaching, we don't need to focus on building these. We can focus on building those. And I guess maybe that? Because that will hold some water there. Yeah. Oh, we missed the other unstable cores going. It's not as dramatic as you might have thought. Sorry, I was very deeply ingrained. That opens up this cavern. Sorry for the entry. And we have an aquifer in here. And we have a small relic. I will show you. So if you're playing this, if you want to download this, it's on my Discord. If you can rush getting into here, there are some bigger relics. They are removed by the unstable cores exploding. But obviously that means you need to rush explosives. There you go. Yeah. But we do now have an aquifer in here. So you could maybe set this up as some sort of reservoir or something. Apologies for missing that, folks. Again. I guess it's the price of playing without sound on. But essentially, those two unstable cores peel open the top of this to reveal this plateau. And in the process, it destroys a large relic. So one of these. And one of the ones that was down here. So there's like 4,000 science under there if you can get in there quick enough. But yeah, then what we can do over here is do a rooftop terrace with, let's get rid of that guy. We've got injured beavers, but we have got medical beds, so they should be okay. Doesn't matter that that's dried out now. That's all looking okay. That we need, so we're 5 beavers short now. That's not great. How's the forest looking? Small. Yes, small, I know. that is something we need to address, but we will get there. We will get there. The drought has started, so let's close that and those and those. My logic being, pause those, it's an 8-day drought. We've got 800 water, but I think we can pump this out at fairly minimal risk, because this will stay full and this will stay full. So these should keep that irrigated, and we can pump this out and get a little bit more water stored. But that does say that we need a lot more pumping capacity, because that's only an 8-day drought. The other thing that would be cool is if this dries out enough that we could get over here and remove those. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Which, you know, means I will completely lose track and forget and not do that. But, you know. So our water capacity is now 1900, which is not quite as high as I would like it. So let's duplicate another pair of water tanks. Get those going in. We do have a few logs. There's some trees over here we could come and cut down. If we get those built, let's finish building all the stuff we're trying to build. That's probably sensible. Right, so this is almost in. We probably don't need to build that last one, actually. No, they can get to that. Let's save the planks. Save the planks, not the planet. Now this is kind of short term. Oh yes, is that enough? It is. Right. Staircase. You there. You high priority, please. And then you demolish. High priority. Yes, please. Because that's going to help with stuff. Let's unpause that, I guess. We really do need more beavers. We really do. Right, so they're almost in with that. Which is cool. Got 10 well-being. That should start to improve. We're going to get the rooftop terrace. We could unlock the contemplation spot for 100 science. I think that's probably not a bad idea. That's going to block that area off, which probably is a bad idea. Let's put them down here. And let's put a couple there. Right. Alright, so they can get to that. It's almost done. Hopefully we don't get anyone get splashed. Cool. So they then want to do that one. And then we'll do the other one. And then we'll do that piece. We might not be able to do the other one, so we'll see. But this is going to let out quite a lot of bad water. Well, a whole block's worth, obviously. Demolition seems so much slower. Yeah, let's get rid of that. There we go. Lovely job. Come on. Oh, so close, yet so far. How are we doing on all of our construction stuff? We are short of logs now, okay. So we've cut down most of those. I guess we need to come over here. We probably want a more direct route in the end, but let's do that for now. We do need a bigger forest area. And then let's demolish that. Yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to demolish this one unless we do some shenanigans. And I think this acts as a block. So, but we'll, for now, we'll call that good or gooder. We'll come and get those. Yeah, that's going to help things, hopefully. We've still got to build all of these, and they need logs. We don't have access to many logs. Let's get you going. You really don't have access to very much, so let's pause you. We probably want to be replacing the birch trees that are over here. You need to be on plant, not just harvest. We're full on berries. Yeah, we really just need a few more beavers, please. That would be nice. We could tuck one more lodge there. That'll give us our 30 that we were looking for to go with our supply. You can now be paused. We've got enough water. I do. Do we put another forester here and plant this up? Because we've got this built now. Think so. Okay, that's dried out. Let's get some water in there because we've got 1.8 days to go and we don't want these to die. Come on. Yeah, I think we get a forester in there. They're going to be able to plant loads of that. So, let's plant up. Now, I think probably we should look to plant some pine trees that we don't cut down. That area is not marked for cutting. Awesome. And then we plant this top area with oaks. And we're going to need, we've got a couple of lumberjacks. That might be enough. We can always put some more in down here. So, yeah. Plant pine. Let's plant those few down there as well. Excellent. Right. You can probably be paused now because we've only got 0.7 of a day left. Let's get you built as a priority and we can cut these few oak trees down. Cut trees. And what we'll do is, although I'm not a huge fan of this as an approach, we'll leave a couple and see if they do end up respawning. I think it just takes so long for that to work, but you know. So we're pretty good off for potatoes. Drought is over. Is good. We got that done. That's good. I mean, we might as well. Do we come over and cut those down? Debatable. So this guy's in. We should probably pause him now because we need to get metal production going. In order to do the metal production, we need a smelter, which is 300 science. We have enough science, actually. So, do we go there? We do need to open this up. Let's go like 0.8. Oh, we have a problem. Let's go 0.3. Let's go 0.3. Not that 0.3 particularly is a number that I've picked for any reason other than it's a number. There we go. We finished with 500 water, which is pretty nice. So hopefully we can start stockpiling water. We are an beaver down, so you don't particularly need to be in there now. So let's get you working. Let's... Yeah. Don't want to plant more beech trees at this point. That was an oak, I think. There's a few oaks that I've told not to be planted, but anyway. Is that at least all of the beech trees? I believe so. And then let's grab oak. You. Okay. And we'll start getting those replaced. Where do I want to put the smelter? I mean, this thing is running at... Actually, there's 180 horsepower spare. This needs 200, so... And we could tuck it there. Let's do that. Let's throw in a storage there and there. So, scrap metal, metal. Yep, that's fine. That'll be fine. New well-being score, because they've got the rooftop terrace. I mean, maybe we put some more rooftop territe in. I could put... No, we couldn't quite put another one there. That's annoying. This is working very nicely now. Doesn't quite keep it at a level below, but it's better. And I guess if we could get over here and get both of these blocked up, it would make a significant difference. Now, it is making a big difference in terms of being plantable here. So, do we make use of that? Probably we should. We should prioritize the build of that. Definitely. Let's get these oak trees in. It's annoying because one of my big frustrations is people not having enough trees on series, and I'm very much in that camp at the moment. I do not have enough trees planted. But also, we're just trying to stay alive at the moment. So, you know, it's kind of my priority, is not being dead. So, now, if we wanted to get over here, it would simply be a case of coming across here, and across here. And now we would need to block this up a few levels. So there. bring it up to that level, it's quite a few levels higher than that. I think probably we'd need to go all the way up to there. We have drought approaching, which is fine. And then we need to get across here, so we could just go round there, or we're going to have to go up and across to get across there. So actually, let's delete that. We'll see, let them build that, and then we'll come back. But yeah, nice if they'd had that built, but they aren't going to. So, you know, some of these trees might dry out. But the more we can get in, the better. This guy's in planting trees. Now, we could probably do with a second forester there just to get stuff established, but we're not in a position to double up the resource cost of that at the moment. We really do need more water pumping. Well, we actually need more efficient water pumping, which is why I want to get these pine trees in. Actually, I'm going to prioritize planting the pine trees. So that we can get treated planks going. Because that will be useful. And so the reason I want to rush metal, there are a couple of reasons. Two parts to this. If you're new here, you might not find that as funny. One, bad water, so that we can get to explosives. The other one is so that we can get our gravity batteries. Because short term, cracking spot to hang some gravity batteries over here. Long term, up here, make use of this. Yeah. I'm just wondering, should we throw... I'm wondering if we should throw a windmill on here just to help keep this at maximum power. Yeah. Yeah. Much building stacked up again, but you know, kind of is what it is, as they say. 1,000 water stored. We are going to get to the point soon where droughts are going to start getting really long, which is going to be a problem for us. So, and potentially, do we just rely on pumping more water? Which is why I want this. Are there any? No, they all died. And we've been cutting down. No, there are no... Oh. Okay, they've got pine resin on. Okay. I wonder if it's maybe an unusual strategy, but we try and grab the pine resin from these guys. We need to get more science. But I think that might be a good option. Because then we can get the... I mean, I need 10 treated planks. If we get like 20 treated planks. And to make that, we would need... not a lot of pine resin. think that's worth doing. I think that's worth doing. Just because they're so much more efficient. I think in the short term, probably what is worth us doing is we could come across here. And we could put in a couple more water pumps. Now, food is not really an issue. And so I think we do that. And we look to expand our population a bit more again. So we would delete that. Put that in there. Yeah. Now we've got metal. Well, we will have when we've got beaver to put in there. You have the ability to produce metal, so that's cool. And I think what I'm going to do is pause for a second. Crank that up. Stop. That up. Crank that up. Pause those. We are at 1.1 thousand water, 1,100 water. It's a better way to say it. Let that run through. Yep. But I'm going to stop there, folks. And we will continue next time. I may have recorded the next video before you guys get to comment, but do always welcome your comments and suggestions and stuff. Even if I don't always action them in the next video. But yeah, thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. I'm saying that I might because I'm trying to stack some videos up because I'm going away soon. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time.